Hello, my name is Johnson Salami. Today's message is about COVID-19 not to be feared. When you're talking about COVID-19, it's being feared all over the world, and today I want to talk about it is not meant to be feared. If you're a child of God and you claim you're a child of God, you should know that COVID-19 is not to be feared. No matter how the doctors want to intimidate or fear us with the pandemic that is going on, that's COVID-19. The death tolls is increasing all over the world, but we're talking about the hope that we need to cling on. When I talk about hope, we're talking about, is this thing, has it happened before? And something like this has happened before. If you check your Bible very well, if you look at Exodus chapter 9 verse 9, let me just read it now for you to listen to it. It happened during the 10 different plagues that inflicted the people in Egypt, especially the Egyptians, because they refused to let Israelites, the people of God, go. And something like that is happening in our day now, in our today. I mean, right at this moment, if you look at around very well, something like this is happening. There's no freedom of speech, there's no freedom of expression, there's no freedom of association. That is something that we are suffering. We have resources in the country and people cannot enjoy it. We don't see the benefits. There's no light, there's no this, there's no that. We're talking about all these things are happening. It's more of like bondage, and God even might be using this platform, this thing that's going on, this pandemic, this affliction of this COVID-19 can be a sign that yes, we just need to be careful about how these leaders, the leaders should be careful and learn a lot from lessons. Exodus chapter 9 verse 9 says that it will become fine dust over the whole land of Egypt, and festering boils will break out on people and animals throughout the land. And this COVID-19 is only affecting, it's more of like different kind of symptoms. We hear about the fever, the high temperature, and also the loss of breath, for you to breathe out. So this kind of affliction that occurred long time ago during the time of Israelites, Moses. So if you look at it very well, we should know that COVID-19 is not meant to be feared. And then you should know that if you're talking about this kind of attack or pandemic attack, what can you do as a child of God? If you're a child of God, you know yourself, you're born again, and you're calling the name of the Lord. I know that the name of the Lord will save you. Where should we get help? Where should we get help? Psalm 121 talks about where it will get help. So now for us, a child of God, we should know that it's only God that can save us, that can save you. Nobody can actually save you. First thing is this. Some doctors are already having this virus we're talking about, this COVID-19 virus. All these prominent professors in medicine and so on, they have this virus. So in other words, the virus should not be feared. Even though those who are taking care of us or telling us to do this and telling us to do that, they may be going through some certain things, but we should know that it's only God that will save us. Now, I want to read this Psalm 121. We talk about Psalm 121. Say that I will lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Now, if you as a child of God believes that God is the only one that can help you, definitely all you have to do is to ensure you entrust your everything, your will, your desire, everything to God. Let God be the one to protect you. And I must tell you that nobody can protect you except God. God is the creator of heaven, the creator. He created heaven and earth, and he knows everything going on right now. He is aware. He allowed it to happen. If he may not be the one in charge, making it to happen, but he allowed it to happen for his own reasons. And he has his own reason. And I'm telling you, all you have to do is to look up to heaven and look up to God as God. may you protect me. You're the only one that can protect me. And then I want to tell you how, some practical steps which you can use to how to overcome COVID-19, even though we know that it is attack. So in other words, if you put on the helmets and put on the different gloves and so on, it's just trying our best. But I want to give you practical steps on how to overcome this COVID-19. Now, if you look at the Exodus chapter 16:35, the Israelites ate manna 40 years until they came to a land that was settled. They ate manna until they reached the border of Canaan. Now, if you look at it very critically, we could see about how the Israelites ate manna and quail for 40 years. So in other words, whatever you have at home right now, ensure that it's enough. Don't just keep on thinking of how to get more food and so on, and eat. But whatever you have, and if you don't have, ensure that you'll find a way of not selling yourself to get virus, because you want to eat turkey, you want to eat chicken. If you have gari, you have beans, anything you have on ground, ensure you manage it, you eat it. The people of Israelites were also murmuring because they were getting tired of manna and quail. They were eating free food, but they were complaining. But you know what? I want to tell you that you need to ensure that whatever you have, that's how you can overcome it. Just stay at home. Try to stay not far away from it, and make sure you maintain all these simple instructions. And then another one is about a cheerful giver, or a cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. That is in Proverbs chapter 17. Talks about a cheerful heart. If you are so cheerful, definitely you will know your immune system will be boosted. So, and also you will not be thinking evil things, and as well, because you say that a devil, another mind is a devil's workshop. In other words, if your heart is idle, ensure you engage yourself and you are happy, and engage yourself, be always active, and ensure that you don't being idle, because when you're too idle, you're likely to take evil and do evil. But I urge you that ensure that you are glad, you are rejoicing always. Even Paul talks about rejoice always, even in every circumstances. Give thanks to God in all circumstances. So I think if we look at the First Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 18, after pray continually in chapter 17, you are expected to be rejoicing and rejoice, give thanks, be happy that God, you are still alive, and I believe that there's hope for us. So I will also look at another step you can take before you can know. Now, if you look at this one, it's really interesting. Matthew chapter 11 verse 28 talks about, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. This is Jesus Christ calling on people, calling on the whole world about come to me. So in other words, if you have Jesus Christ in your heart, definitely you will know that you have rest, because no matter what is going on around you, there is no COVID-19 that will succeed over you, because if you trust in you, put your trust in Jesus Christ, definitely you will have assurance as a child of God that yes, Jesus Christ has promised to give me rest. So if you don't have rest, everybody's worries about tomorrow, what are we eat, and that's what the Bible talks about tomorrow. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. So that's why that is very, very important for us to ensure that we have hope. We can also rely on Jesus Christ, who knows the tomorrow, who knows the future. And we used to think about it, he owes my future, and my life is what? And living just because he lives. Jesus Christ lives. So once he is living and is interceding on our behalf, according to Hebrews. So let me give you the last point I want to give you before I end this video, this message I want to share with you that will help you to understand that yes, this life is not just so a bed, it's not a bed of roses, neither is it a ton of flesh. In other words, you may experience rain and as well as sun, and if you look around very well, you can see the things actually everywhere is just quiet and safe everywhere. There's nothing going on in all the world. But you know what? That's about time when it's that phase, that period that we go through. So let me give you this last point now for you to overcome COVID-19. Because if you're not satisfactory, being contented with what you have, definitely you may think about it. That's the last point I want to share with you now. That is 1 Timothy chapter 6:6-7. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we take nothing out of it. And that's that last point I want to tell you understand now. So if you have no contentment, definitely you're likely to just fall victims because of a greediness, not satisfaction, no satisfaction at all that can ever, be enough for you. You just want to become billionaire all the time, even when people are supposed to think about their health first. And as I talk about it, discuss, I've written a lot about wealth and health, because when you have wealth and we don't have health, it is nothing. But when you have health and don't have wealth, that one is still better, because the health is wealth. When you have health, you can't buy it. There are some things you can't buy in life. You can't buy life. That is it. You can't buy life with money. You have billions of naira. People who did surgery and very kinds to look slim and so on, they went through it because they could not cope with the procedure and so on. So contentment is very, very important. Contentment with godliness, with contentment is great gain. You can be godly, but if you are not content with what you have, you may get a loss, a terrible loss. I don't want you to fall victims of COVID-19, and this period we are going to pass through it together. Yes, just us have hope that we will succeed. We will not be fall victims, and you that are watching me too, you will not fall victims, and then the world will become better while we are still living on earth here, because we brought nothing to the world, and we are going to take nothing out of the world. So the way it came to the world, the way we go. So in other words, empty we came, and empty we go. So when you are still alive, whatever God wants you to do, ensure you fulfill your purpose on earth, and then achieve whatever God has laid in your mind. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I believe you have learned one or two things. And if you feel like you want to ask me one question, or you for anything at all, you can just hit me up, and then I believe that you will never remain the same. Thanks so much. My name is Johnson Salami.